This is probably one of my favorite car camping locations on Vancouver Island, overlooking Pacific Rim National Park and the West Coast Trail. It's just too bad that we have clear cut going up to the park boundary, but I guess if there wasn't clear cut, then this spot probably wouldn't be here. All right, well, that is quite a long oh, I got a big dent in my stove. Oops. That road is pretty rough, and takes probably 3 hours to get here from the east side of Vancouver Island to the west coast here. It's not a long way, it's about 90 kilometers, but it's all logging road, so that's why I'm a bit apprehensive about getting a newer vehicle. I mean, it'd certainly be more comfortable and probably more reliable, but the logging roads just beat the hell out of your vehicles. And you know, if you're going to spend $50,000-$60,000 on a brand new vehicle, then you know that's a lot of money to spend on something that's just going to get wrecked on a logging road. But I definitely do need something else. My van is slowly falling apart, and I've kind of lost my confidence in it. You know, if I break down here, then I'm hooped, because there's a heck of a long walk back to the nearest civilization. So, starting to get a little chilly out, so I thought nice to make a bit of a fire. I set up my camp chair here, and some of you might recognize this scene. My new book that's coming out, Land and Light, the cover was from this spot here, so I'm going to try my luck tonight. Now it has clouded over, but I don't know, it looks like it might be a clear spot beyond the clouds, so I'm hoping that the sun will poke through underneath the clouds for a bit, and we'll get those lovely layers. Well, it looks like we might get some light. Fuji, I asked them if I could borrow their new 500mm, and they've sent one out to me to try out, but unfortunately I didn't get it before this trip. So I'm using my 1:200 zoom, and then I've got a 1.4 teleconverter on it. It's not quite long enough, but it works well if I'm doing panos or if I'm cropping. So it's more or less the layers that I'll be concentrating on. Good morning, everybody. Oh, it absolutely poured of rain last night, but looks like I'm going to be lucking out with the weather. It's really beautiful this morning. So just going to make a quick cup of tea, have some breakfast, and then we'll head on into Kaimana Valley and see what we can find. I noticed the bugs are starting to come out, so hopefully they're not as bad as that time I came down here with my friend Brian. Okay, so the B-roll that you just saw is a prime example of why I've cut back on the video. I'm much more interested in photography than video, and as I walked down this trail, I mean, the conditions were absolutely beautiful, but I had the Osmo ready, so I thought, you know what, I'll take a shot of me walking down the hill, and then I ran back up, got my camera out, got all set up, the sun disappeared, there was a little bit of fog. By the time I got my camera ready, all the settings I wanted, fog was gone. So now we have a scene that it's still pretty, but it just looks so much better earlier. So in retrospect, it probably would have been better for me just to walk down here with my camera on my shoulder, ready to go. So lesson learned. So, but you know, one of the reasons when I started YouTube, I went all in on the video with the drone and the sliders and the time lapse and all that. And I'm trying to integrate some of that back into my videos. But really, the gist of it is that I really enjoy the photography. So that's why I've just kind of narrowed it down, or kind of got rid of all the B-roll and stuff like that. Unless I feel like doing it. I'll wait around for a little bit longer. I'm not sure if the fog's going to move back up again, but we'll see. Okay, I'm not going to lie, this trail is a little harder than I thought. It would be alright if I wasn't carrying so much stuff, but there is a lot of deadfall to crawl under and crawl over, and so far I haven't seen anything that really struck my fancy in terms of photography. Now, having said that, I've just come into this area here. There's a lot of this false lily of the valley that's just really lovely on the floor here, and then there looks like there might be a grove of trees up here, but we'll have to see. So the area that I'm going to is about 5 kilometers into the valley, but like I said, I haven't seen anything yet that I really want to photograph. So I hopefully there's some grove of trees in here. Anyway, we'll just keep going and just take my time. It is a bit sketchy in some places, especially when you're on your own. I mean, there is a trail here, but it's in some sections it's definitely been either washed out by the river, or it's blocked by a bunch of trees. All right, this does look promising, so let's see what we can find over here. Well, I think I found a composition. Hooray! We'll try and turn around here. Yeah, this is quite nice, and we have these I think the false lily of the valley carpeting the ground here, so I have to be careful that I don't crush them. Now luckily this log was here, and I have a really tall tripod. You see the advantage of having a tripod that's 7 feet tall is that I can extend it much further than the log and still get it at eye level. The one problem with this is that there's a couple of fallen trees over to the right here. They're a bit distracting, but I think I've composed it so that they're somewhat hidden, and I should be able to darken them in Lightroom. yeah, this is really quite nice. We have this V groove with the foliage on the ground, and then this big old Sitka spruce in the background. Okay, one of the things that I never thought about, and I just realized, is that the log is quite shiny. So I've decided to put on a case polarizer, and hopefully that'll get rid of that shine a bit and draw attention away from it. So let's just see what that does. I mean, it's not that prominent in the frame, so, but maybe I can make it a bit wider. Oh yeah, that does get rid of it a little bit. Okay, well, let's try that then. I'll take some with the polarizer and some without.
Well, as great as the polarizer did get rid of some of that glare off that log, I just couldn't get it out of my head. So I used a bit of creative license in this image and used a generative fill in Photoshop to get rid of it. And it did a great job.
Wow, this is really exciting. This is just beautiful. It's really hard to find clean shots in the forest like this. It's just so much deadfall, but this is really lovely. So we're right on the side of the main river here, and most of the trail follows the river, so you get some nice ambient light coming through. But now and then you'll get these groves of really big trees. And this particular grove, they're quite well spread out, but we have this beautiful carpet of the false lily that I was talking about earlier. So it's really beautiful. Got this trail going through, and then we have some those logs that were bothersome in the last photograph, where they actually add to this scene, just to add a bit more interest other than just straight trees. So it's just a matter of finding an area where you can kind of separate some of the main trees. It's not possible to separate all of them, but I think I do a pretty decent job of it. With this one, I'm going to try a 65 by 24 pano, but I think I might also try maybe a 4x3. Well, I was hoping to go to an area called Paradise Pools, but I think I've just been going too slow. It's pretty tough going. There's a lot of deadfall, big logs to crawl over, and I'm not sure if I have given myself enough time. I'm going to go down a bit further, see what I can find in this grove, but so far I haven't found, I mean that one grove that I photographed just a moment ago I quite enjoyed, but I haven't found anything else that really struck my fancy. Most of the stuff that I like seems to be at the other end. Now this trail does go on for quite a ways. It's not maintained obviously, so it can be really hard going. If I wasn't wearing a pack and I wasn't on my own, then maybe I would venture a bit further, but let's just go down here. I'll see if I can find any more big trees down here, but so far I haven't seen anything that I really like other than that one spot back there. Okay, I've made the executive decision to make my way back. Yeah, I'm just going to go back. I've hiked in about 3 or 4 kilometers. That's probably far enough. Like I said, I think I'd prefer to come in here with someone else. It's just ankle breaking stuff, this. Plus I don't really have suitable boots on. I just put my welly boots on because it's quite muddy, but of course they don't have any ankle support. I'm just making excuses. The light is getting a bit tricky, and the wind, I don't like to complain too much, but it is getting challenging. So I'm concentrating more on what the light is doing. So in this case, there was a nice little shrub that's backlit, and I've kind of composed around that. There's all 3 of these trees are kind of leaning over. One's leaning over a bit more than the others. So I just like all the textures in there. There is a lot of green in there. But see how it turns out. Time to get some dinner on the go. I actually have a little rice cooker that I use with these portable battery stations, and it works great. Now I've been using Jackery for 3 or 4 years now, and I actually did a little video about the Explorer 1000. Well, just before I came on this trip, Jackery got in touch with me and asked if I wanted to try out their new Explorer version 2. And of course I said yes. So why don't I just go over some of the features of this new battery pack really quickly with you. All right, so the official name is the Jackery Explorer 1000 version 2 portable power station, and it is said to be the next evolution in portable power. So it's stronger, faster and smaller than ever before, making it the perfect companion for all your outdoor adventures. Now this new model is 18% smaller than its predecessor and weighs just 23 pounds, making it incredibly easy to transport. Plus, with the upgraded foldable handle, carrying it around is a breeze. Now, don't let the compact size fool you. The Jackery Explorer 1000 version 2 portable power station packs a punch with an impressive total output of 1500 watts, 3000 watt surge and 1070 watt hour capacity. Now on the front you'll find an easy to read LCD panel that provides all the information you need at a glance. It includes a main power button, a 12 volt 10 amp car port, 2 USB-C ports, a USB-A port and a DC button to activate these ports. On the right side there's an AC button to power the 3 AC output plugs. Above these plugs, an LED light with its own button, so you're not left in the dark. Now, Jackery have upgraded the charging speed of the portable power station, and you can now go from 0 to 100% in just 1 hour. And thanks to the new Life PO4 battery with 4,000 cycles, you get long-lasting, reliable power. This portable power station also features smart app control, allowing you to monitor and manage your power usage with ease. And with UL listed safety and shock resistance, it's designed to withstand all of the rigors of any adventure. Finally, on the side, you'll find an AC input plug for charging the battery and 2 DC input ports for solar panels and car chargers. With up to 100 watt dual PD charging, you can power your devices quickly and efficiently. Okay, now Jackery do have a bit of a sale going on right now. You can get 15% off the power station. That sale ends today, or you can also get the power station with a 200 watt solar panel for 31% off. So I'll leave a link down below where you can find out all the details about the sale and these particular products. This looks a bit more promising tonight. So yeah, the sun sets quite far over to the right here, but there's a lot of haze in the air, a lot of moisture, so there should be some nice layering, hopefully.
Once again, everybody, thank you ever so much for watching this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy the video. If you're interested in going into Carmana Provincial Park, I am going to be leading another workshop next year, 2025. This time I'm only taking 4 people in, so it should fill up quite fast. So if you're interested in photographing old growth forests, be sure to head on over to my website at adamgibbs.com. All right, guys, thanks. Bye-bye.